Tonight we'll take you to Unitedville, Ohio, where there's been another murder, the third in 3 months. And fuel prices at a punishing high. But the Prime Minister defends those pump prices and explains why his government is making gas station owners share the pain. Also, he was chained up in Santa Cruz Village in 2015. Today, Rupert Miles faced the Mayas again in court. Plus, well over 100 grand missing from the immigration office. The PM says it's theft, not corruption. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Crank.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7. This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today, only at Cellular World.
Our story was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started after 185 years.
Belize City, don't miss Universal Hardware's Mega Sale 2026 on Thursday, May 21st to Saturday, May 23rd. Enjoy massive discounts on every item, including Sankey AC units, Shindaiwa brush cutters, Makita power tools, Lifan motorcycles, and more. Plus, every customer gets a chance to win mega raffle items. Universal Hardware Mega Sale on Chetumal Boulevard, Belize City, May 21st to 23rd. Be there!
Look here, your kitchen light there and you've been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep me the coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
How did Belize's economy perform in 2025? And what is the outlook for 2026? Belize's economy is estimated to have grown by 2.7% in 2025, following a strong post-pandemic recovery. However, growth is expected to moderate to 2% in 2026 due to global challenges, including the conflict in the Middle East. Disruptions in oil and gas supplies have pushed up global energy prices, increasing the cost of imported fuels. Higher fuel prices will lead to higher costs for transportation, food, and other goods and services. As a result, inflation is projected to rise to 3.5% in 2026, up from 1.1% in 2025. Amid these pressures, Belize's financial system remains strong and well capitalized. In 2025, domestic banks recorded a capital adequacy ratio of 17.9%, doubling the 9% minimum requirement. These high capital buffers are meant to absorb potential losses. In addition, the central bank's international reserves grew to $1.1 billion in 2025, strengthening Belize's ability to make external payments for essential imports and debt. For more details, visit centralbank.org.bz and read our latest annual report and upcoming public information notice. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
In Belize, change is taking shape every day. It all starts with game changers. Investing in modern transport, better health infrastructure, renewable power for all, digital transformation, and more opportunities for a brighter future, the European Union's Global Gateway Initiative is unlocking new potential. Game changers are bringing this to life. Game changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU in Belize to meet the game changers.
Maria's was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the coffees from there. That gave me the little confidence, like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Aiden. We're your AI guides to all things NHI.
In this video, we will guide you on how to become an NHI member. You, and if you have a child, must have a Social Security card. To get an SSB card is easy. Visit socialsecurity.org.bz/card-replacement to view the required documents that are needed.
There is a fee of only $5 Belize dollars for a first-time issue and $26 Belize dollars for a replacement card. Newborns can use their mother's SSB card for up to 2 months.
With your SSB card, you and all family members can register at any NHI contracted clinic of your choice.
You and members of your family can now access health care when needed.
Please note that once you are registered with a clinic, you must go to that same clinic when you need medical care. Look out for more NHI guides like this.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
There was another murder in Unitedville, Cayo last night, the third in that village since February. Tonight, police have 2 possible murder weapons, 4 suspects, and the suspicion that the killing was drug-related. Alan Gongora, a father of 2, was ambushed at his cousin's house. Jaleesa Roberts has more.
This is the kitchen floor where 43-year-old Alan Gongora took his final breaths after being ambushed while at home in Unitedville Village. According to reports, at around 9 o'clock last night, shots were heard, and upon arriving at the scene, which police know as a local drug base, they discovered the motionless body of 43-year-old Alan Gongora, with multiple gunshot wounds to various parts of his body. Residents saw a dark-skinned man fleeing the scene immediately after the shooting. sprinting towards a waiting black SUV, which sped off towards Belmopan. Multiple police united responded and tracked down a black Chevy Equinox a short time later in Roaring Creek Village.
A vehicle of interest was identified, and this information was disseminated to the Roaring Creek Police, as well as the tactical operational units of the department, namely the GI3, the Special Patrol Unit, and the Mobile Interdiction Unit. Consequently, a operation was launched. This proved successful as during the course of that operation, the vehicle of interest was intercepted and two weapons, being two 9mm pistols, along with a number of 9mm rounds, were recovered. And these firearms are believed to have been in the custody of those individuals.
Suspects, the getaway vehicle, and the possible murder weapons. It's a big score for the police, but also an indication of escalating drug-related violence.
We believe that this incident is drug-related. As a matter of fact, a review of the scene led to the discovery of a number or a quantity of suspected drugs, being crack cocaine and cannabis, which were in the hand of the deceased male person.
But despite the criminal elements, which the investigation might unveil, Gungura was a father of two boys, and his uncle said that even though he didn't live in Unitedville, he would leave Ontario to visit his cousin often.
My nephew made in the cousin house because he go visit for them cousin from time to time, no? Because in the first cousin, two sister picnic. So the information we get that the killer then gone in at the house. And probably the man made a cook. And he left the chicken when he made the stew up and the turkey and he left on the comal. And probably come out and say who come. And I seen turn around and come out by the door when the man get led up. I was in Belmopan, so when I get the news and I couldn't do that, man, I say, wow, that's my little nephew. When chance my little nephew out of life, man. And for him, mother, well, then call me and then tell me that then they respond immediately, then went up to Unitedville and then go and see the body, identify the body.
But his uncle didn't shy away from the reality that these boys were involved in an ongoing beef.
No, hard-working man, so I don't know the connection when they have, the motive of the incident going on, but so far all I can see that I think the chance the man out of life, man, because I don't know if him am the main target or the cousin them, no, because when we had Lee beef before, and one of the cousin them he get shot before in a foot, no, and me I'm the same one way young uncle Karen car Hushna and get treatment and whatnot for your foot and thing, and after that then I just account to people that Lee beef still continue, but as for now, I don't know if he was the main target.
Have you guys been able to determine if Allen was the intended target?
Yes, we believe that Mr. Allen was the intended target.
A target marked for death. But this is what his uncle prefers to remember him as.
I don't really know the man life like that because we don't live together every day and thing, no? So he have his own way how he live and I got my own way. No, so all I could say that Barney was a good man, man. I think all the time I'm a cool guy.
And though they have lost, the family wants answers, but not revenge.
Have no problem with nobody, and I don't want to do nothing like to stain my hand in any kind of way. So I will leave it to God and make him solve it out, and whatever come out of it, you just will accept it for the time.
So Lisa Roberts, 7 News.
Police expect to charge D4 suspects tomorrow. They are all linked to a well-known Belize City gang. A family in the Orange Walk district lost their 1-year-old son after he was hit by a vehicle that his father was driving. The incident occurred on Monday night in the Mennonite community of Indian Creek, and today ASP Smith gave us the details.
Police are investigating the death of 1-year-old Peter Wall, which occurred on 18 May 2026, sometime after 8:15 p.m. The investigation commenced on the aforementioned date and time when officers were advised that a child had succumbed to injuries that he sustained at his residence, which is located at Camp 53 in Indian Creek Village, Orange Walk District. What we have learned in the course of this investigation is that the father of the child reported that he had left his home and entered his vehicle, and it was when he was taken off that he was alerted by his wife, who was signaling that something had happened. He exited the vehicle and inspected it, where he observed that the child, young 1-year-old Peter, was struck by the vehicle and succumbed to the injuries. A file has since been compiled and sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for the directives therefrom.
And further north, police in Pachacan discovered over 300 pounds of weed. The drugs were labeled as found property.
Police have seized 382 pounds of cannabis following an intelligence-led operation that was conducted by officers attached to the Mobile Interdiction Unit. This operation was conducted on Tuesday, 19 May 2026, around 8:40 p.m., when that operational team conducted a search in the vicinity of Ramonal Landing in Pachacan Village, Corozal, which led to the discovery of 8 black bags which contain suspected cannabis weighing a total of 382 pounds. The drugs have since been deposited as found property.
Belize's illicit cannabis supply is largely sourced through Mexico and trafficked across illegal border crossings such as Estéreo, which adjoins Pachacan. And after the break, you'll see an extended back and forth with the Prime Minister about fuel prices, immigration, embezzlement, and multi-million dollars cost overruns at the San Pedro Hospital project. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Where is the internal UDP fight? Now, not everywhere you see the smoke, the fire there. There are those who simply refuse to accept the democratic process. Even a current Belize City Councillor believes in what the UDP stands for.
Hi, my name is Evan Thompson. I believe the UDP is the original freedom fighters of Belize and the only symbol of democracy in the country.
The mischief makers claim to so love our country, but yet all they do is create distractions to our realities. But like when I always say, that who pays the piper calls the tune. Don't be distracted by all the noise. The United Democratic Party is united and strong under the leadership of the Honorable Tracy Panton.
And with a new captain as party leader, I believe we can steer the ship back on course into the light of democracy.
So, no worry about the noise there in the market. Check your change.
Well, it's over now.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
In the heart of Belize, a battle is being waged, not with weapons, but with choices. When waste is disposed of in unauthorized locations, in our forests, drains, and waterways, along our highways, and in vacant lots, this is illegal dumping. The consequences reach far beyond what we see. Toxic chemicals seep into our groundwater, threatening our drinking water. Disease-carrying mosquitoes breed in abandoned tires, and wildlife mistake our waste for food. For over a decade, the Department of Environment has worked tirelessly to clean up these sites. But they can't do it alone. They need your help. And now, taking action is easier than ever. Download the ArcGIS Survey 123 app to your phone. You can report illegal dump sites. The app records the location, allows you to add photos. Simply open the app, allow location access, fill in basic details about the site, add a photo, and submit. Your report helps us protect our communities and natural resources. Every report matters. Every action counts. Stand proud in protecting our nation. Our belief, our responsibility. Bini.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corzal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
You may remember Rupert Miles. Back in December, he gave an interview about what happened to him over a decade ago. He was accused of building his house atop of a Maya mound as part of the Ukbenka site. He was handcuffed and marched out of Santa Cruz in the Toledo district through a long and circuitous legal route that led to today, where he was back in court facing a civil suit for trespass and breach of property rights. The case is before Justice Hondora, and Miles is the first defendant, while the Attorney General and Cisco Construction are the second and third. The claimants are Manuel Pop and the village of Santa Cruz, represented by Leslie Mendez. After the session, she explained why the matter had been indefinitely adjourned.
The matter was set for trial today, but because we have already recently made an application before the Caribbean Court of Justice seeking clarification on the scope of the consent order, this matter was adjourned pending that determination of the Caribbean Court of Justice of our application. All the parties are affected by the delay of the trial. The delay really accounts what accounts significantly to the delay is that initially it was dismissed, so we had to go to the Court of Appeal so that the court could review that decision to dismiss, and now we're before the High Court.
All the parties agree that whatever comes from that application can affect the outcome of this case. So we were all minded to give that adjournment so that the CCJ can make their ruling, and from there we will see how this case proceeds.
In what way does it affect now the defendant, who I believe has been waiting for, his day in court for a long time?
Yes, so unfortunately for Mr. Miles, it seems as though he'll have to wait a bit longer. But in terms of what we're seeking, we believe that the time won't affect anything that we're seeking on his behalf. Right? The claimant's case is on the customary rights, and they want to know what scope and what power the person or the community has on the land. Our case depends wholly on whether or not our client would have gotten permission from the people or whatever permission he was given. So the application will clarify what extent of power the community has, and that can affect whether or not we have a claim or they have a claim.
We'll keep following the story. His murder trial ended in a nollie pros, but he won't walk free because he still must serve time for unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. And that man is 37-year-old Jeffrey Pott, who had been detained in June of 2024 in connection to the murder of Dion Bowden that occurred in Pitts Alley. Pott appeared in court today with his attorney Lyndon Jones before Justice Candice Nanton, but the prosecutor for the Crown, Robert Lord, entered a nollie pros motion, bringing the matter to an end. But he wasn't free to go because Pot is still left to serve 2 sets of prison terms, a total of 20 years for 2 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with a 14-year-old and another 3 counts for when she passed the age of 14. Pot was found guilty of 3 counts of sexual intercourse with the minor in 2025. Fuel prices were adjusted at midnight, and it's a mixed bag. It reduced the price per gallon for premium fuel by 8 cents per gallon, while increasing the price of regular fuel by $1.32, creating the unusual scenario where premium is now 30 cents cheaper than regular fuel. Diesel went down by $1.06, while kerosene went down by 48 cents. So currently, pump prices in Belize City are listed at $14.53 per gallon for premium, $14.83 for regular, $14.84 for diesel, and $14.03 for kerosene. That's punishing for vehicle owners, but today the Prime Minister pushed back on the criticism that government is allowing pump prices to go too high.
Paul, you really asked that question, Paul? Do you see the news? Do you know what's happening in Iran? Do you know what's happening with fuel supply all over the world? I mean, it's a very leading question that you're asking. If you were to ask me, what is it that we're doing to try to, as best as possible, to mitigate the increases of fuel, then I think that would be a better question. And with due respect, we all know that prices go up. It's going up in the United States. In the United States, the price of fuel has gone up probably almost double the price since for the past probably 8 or between 8 and 10 weeks. We are a very, very small player when it comes to fuel. When we are buying 100 gallons, the United States is probably buying 1 million gallons. Obviously, they can get better prices. But I've been saying it over and over that what we've been doing is trying to cut the taxes on fuel. As of now, we've given up about $80 million in revenues. That's $80 million that's already been programmed within the budget. But we just can't afford to pass the entire cost to our citizens. So as a government, we have decided we have to cut the taxes of what we charge and still give a little bit into the pump, but we're doing as best as possible to hold on the cost. But it's impossible for us to be able to do. We have decided, as a government, we've already made a number of decisions in seeing where we can cut goods and services to be able to try to balance the budget. There are different ways that we want to look. But one thing that we're not going to compromise is in the social services, in providing grocery bags for the most needed, the housing, the land, education, NHI. These things. These are the pillars of the PUP government. These are very important pillars of Plan Belize 2.0, and that we don't compromise. We have to compromise on the other things. And I say that to make the point that despite the price of fuel continues to go up, we are cutting the tax because we want to try to find that fine balance between the cost of fuel and the taxes.
And while government tries to find that balance, they have put the gas stations into the mix, cutting into their dealers' margin. Yesterday afternoon, government unilaterally informed the dealers that, despite the objection to the proposal, government was going ahead to reduce the current levels of the dealers' margins for 6 months in the first instance. The letter says, quote, in the wider interest of the public at large, the government of Belize will proceed with implementing the proposed changes. And effective today, the change is that government has converted the dealer's margin from a percentage rate to a flat rate. That new rate, according to the dealers, will reduce their margin between 6 and 35% per gallon, depending on the type of fuel being sold. They are up in arms, but today the PM told us that government has to share that burden.
The fuel dealers were notified yesterday that their margin was being reduced by government. They are saying this is a unilateral and that a 2004 agreement with the government required that both sides agree to any change to the formula in writing. Can you comment?
I'm not aware of that 2004 agreement, but what has happened that in 2004, the government then decided to set the margin based on the cost of fuel. So the higher the cost, the more the margin increase. And so there has been, because the price of fuel has been going up, their margins continue to go up. And all of us have to take a cut. Because when their margin increase, who pay for that? The consumers. So if they can cut a little bit, and by setting their margin on a flat rate, and then we are cutting the tax, all of us are doing a little bit, whatever bit we can, to be able to hold on the increase of price or an increase in fuel as best as we possibly can.
Some of the dealers want to strike because they say the margin is too little. Will government enter into discussions?
Well, we as a government, we are always ready to listen. We believe that dialogue is the best way to go, and we want to. They want to be able to meet with the government. Of course, we're prepared to meet with them.
And will you disclose the fuel price formula with the landed cost and government tax take so that consumers can confirm the losses that the government say it is taking?
Well, that's never a secret. That's out there. But anybody want it, I'm sure they could call the financial secretary and could get that information.
We want it. Can you send it?
Of course, I'm going to have to send it.
We did ask the financial secretary for that document, but up to news time have not gotten it. Fuel dealers we spoke to told us that the PM does not factor into the equation that many fuel purchases are now made with debit and credit cards. Those card fees eat up about 22% of their total gross margin. And in other news from the highest office in the land yesterday, the UDP, the News, said that the new NHI bill makes a provision for users to pay contributions to access NHI services. This suggests that Belizeans would have to start paying for the famously free NHI, but the PM said not now, maybe sometime in the future.
I wish that the leader of the opposition would do her work on this, because she was explaining what is the whole rationale. The rationale for that is more for the future. It's not right now. NHI is providing primary health care. And when you see some people saying, I go to NHI and I pay $2, because the government, through the taxpayers and through the Bolido, where this year I think we put about $20 million into NHI to help to pay for that. But in the future, thinking years down, once it is properly operating and running, we could look at probably providing even more services like secondary and tertiary services. And we believe that if we can do that and we could pool everybody's monies of those that are participating in that, then they will be able to, then there's going to be a small charge. And that's what they do in other countries, like for instance, like Costa Rica, looking at Costa Rica model, the workers pay something and then they could get added services, added medical services. I know that the insurance companies in Belize have been looking at how they could partner with government, and as opposed to them sending people abroad for services, that they could probably get it here at a fraction of the cost. And or people at NHI have been looking at that opportunity, that maybe later on in the future, then we can level up or go up the services that we want to provide. So it has nothing to do that we're going to put a tax on people right now for the primary health care services that we are offering at almost free under the NHI.
And in other health news, we also asked the PM where he stands on administering the HPV vaccine in Catholic schools. Should the government compel the Catholic school management to allow the vaccine to be administered in the schools with parental consent? Here's how he answered us.
Why do you want to put me in trouble with my wife? No, but seriously, on a serious note. Again, we brought it up in cabinet and we're very concerned. But we are supporting our young women, our young girls and women to have access to this vaccine, and it is protecting them against cervical cancer, so we do support them.
In a statement today, the government steered clear of confrontation with the Catholic Church, but pledged support for what it calls a national school-based HPV vaccination program. It says, quote, the government of Belize remains committed to ensuring equitable access to preventative health care services for all children and families across Belize. The recent six-figure fleecing and fraud at the Belize City Immigration Office is alleged to have been occurring dating back to at least 2025 when the Prime Minister was holding over at the immigration portfolio. When we asked the Prime Minister about it today, he made a distinction without much of a difference. He says it wasn't corruption, it was theft.
How closely have you been following the reports of corruption in the Immigration Department, and how does this recent case strike you?
I don't think that's a case of corruption, that's a case of theft. And the minister gave us a short report in cabinet, and I can't speak too much about it because we're doing an investigation, but it seems that an employee was quite smart in trying to in issuing out receipts and then cancelling the receipts and holding on to the money. But I really don't want to go too much.
The opposition says the fish is rotting from the top, in a sense.
I'm going to be kind to the opposition. I'm not going to respond to that.
And in political news, as municipal elections rapidly approach, both major mass parties are starting to shape up their slates. We asked the PM to weigh in on what those slates are looking like and whether he foresees any divisive conventions.
Well, the National Executive met on Monday, and we went through all of that. And we have many of the present councillors that are going to run again. We're going to have some conventions in some areas, quite likely in Orange Yorktown. We've been at Orange Yorktown has been very successful as a council. We don't see any problems there. In Belize City, I don't expect any hostilities. I know about two young men that are considering in running, and I think they're excellent choices for Belize City. So whichever one was to emerge as the next mayoral candidate, I think Belize City is going to be in good hands.
Progress towards making the long-awaited San Pedro Hospital a reality has met funding hurdles as construction costs soar. Reports say that the cost overruns are as much as $15 million. And when we asked the Prime Minister about this today, he wouldn't confirm the figure, but told us that they will have to talk to the Taiwanese.
Well, I don't know about 15 million, but of course there's cost overruns. Everybody can know. Just yesterday, on Monday I was talking to a contractor, and the person showed me some sand, some yellow sand. He said a few months ago that sand, because I think like $850, I know it's at $1,700. Everything is going up. I mean, you don't need to be a genius to know that. And so there has been cost overrun because the cost of construction has gone up considerably. Now, who will pay it? Well, it's something that we will sit down with the Taiwanese and see what they're prepared to help, and whatever their shortfall, obviously the government will have to pay.
Two weeks ago, we told you that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Francis Fonseca, underwent open heart surgery at the KHMH. His recovery period is expected to be over 2 months, and today we asked the Prime Minister for an update on Fonseca's recovery and the projection of how soon they expect him back in office.
Well, the last time that I spoke with him, I messaged him, and he's doing well. He's getting better. I went to see him on a Friday after the surgery, and he looked quite relaxed. And I was kind of joking with him that maybe, some of us should be able to at least like they put you to sleep for 3 days and could relax and leave it. But he's doing well, and actually I'm hoping I can do a quick visit with him. What I'm telling him, his health comes first. Once he feels that he is in a position to come back to work, he's welcome. We certainly need his help.
The PM is currently holding the Foreign Affairs portfolio. And Hasemai is another member of cabinet who is convalescing. We asked the Prime Minister if he will be coming back to cabinet.
He has posted a photo in relation to surgery. He's posted a photo in relation to surgery of his leg. When you all spoke about him, you were talking about spinal surgery, back surgery required.
Yes, and what has happened is that when he went to see the doctor said the first thing they need to do is the knee, because he was walking sideways. So if you do anything with it, with your back, and you're still walking sideways, you're not doing anything. So they have to fix his knees first, and that's what they have done.
You saw him walking sideways because we didn't.
But he did, of course, he used to walk like sideways. Well, the doctors, the professionals can, unless you're a doctor, I mean, you can talk, but the doctors are the ones that came up with that. That said that they have to do the knees first, and then they will look at the back. But again, the back, I think everybody's afraid for surgery for your back.
So when can we expect his return to cabinet?
And that's a decision that we're going to decide in the future.
And we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll tell you how Beltrade is teaming up with Google to enhance Belizean employability in digital skills. And we'll tell you how a cool 45 grand went missing from the National Celebrations Commission in 2023, and no one said anything. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected, to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shiri
Wholesale, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen. Mama going back in there right now. And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep me the coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You to charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The post-mortem examination conducted on Wednesday has confirmed the cause of death for 35-year-old Joel Sierra. Sierra is the Santa Elena man at the center of a chaotic shooting spree on Saturday. According to police, cause of death was certified as acute respiratory failure due to acute pulmonary edema pending toxicology. In simple terms, the autopsy found that Joel Sierra died because his lungs filled with fluid, making it impossible for him to breathe properly. Police say toxicology results are still pending and are expected to determine whether prohibited substances contributed to his death. Police suspect he was under the influence of substances when he started firing a gun indiscriminately. Today, one man was seriously injured during what looks like a freak accident on the George Price Highway in Tea Kettle Village. Eyewitnesses say that he was westbound and rounding a corner when his wheel flew off his motorcycle, causing him to lose control and tumble across the pavement, hitting the aluminum barrier. The driver suffered a severe leg injury and was transported by ambulance for further assistance. Earlier this week, the Guardian newspaper reported that more than $45,000 went missing from Niche. We asked President Albert Vaughan, who confirmed an incident of theft which was never reported publicly, but he would not disclose the amount. He told us, quote, "In mid-2024, it was discovered that 2 employees of Niche, who also served on the Secretariat of the National Celebrations Commission in 2023, had caused unauthorized withdrawals and payments to be made from the NCC's funds. These unauthorized withdrawals and payments were not made from Niche's funds. A decision was made by the board to pursue the 2 employees to recover the funds. A settlement was reached with the 2 employees who agreed to reimburse the funds. An agreement was then reached for repayment, and due to the confidentiality clauses, we are prohibited from disclosing any further information," end quote. So Vaughan does not disclose the amount, nor does he explain why no public accounting was made. But we note that Celebration Commission funds are public and are much in demand by various municipalities and community groups during this celebration season. Also, from our experience, these funds are often misused for political slush. Deemed an ambitious national initiative to build a thriving digital workforce, Beltrade's Talent Up workshop was held today with a number of private sector leaders in attendance to discuss its implementation. Talent Up seeks to provide Belizeans with the ability to understand and use online tools to access remote work opportunities. Jo Marie Lanza was at the event, and here's how it went.
Beltrade has partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank, Google Cloud, and other key national stakeholders to host Talent Up Belize Operational Workshop, Ecosystem Establishments. It's a stepping stone to Belize's roadmap for building a demand-driven digital skills ecosystem. So what does it all mean? Beltrade's executive director explained.
So Talent Up is a regional digital skills development initiative that is being led by the IDB in collaboration with Google. Google is the strategic private sector partner, and the IDB is coordinating with the different agencies within countries within Central America to promote this opportunity. So basically what it is that it's a scholarship opportunity for the residents of Central America. And in the case of Belize, there's the opportunity to have certifications in Google specific technologies, specifically data analytics, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence. And so what we have today is the presentation of the program that basically sets out how the ecosystem on the ground in Belize is envisioned to work in rolling out these opportunities for Belizeans to take advantage of. Who it's geared towards? Primarily young persons who want to train up in digital competencies. And so we're focusing, in the case of Belize, on the BPO sector in terms of developing the skills to prepare them for the future of the BPO sector in Belize. We've heard about the threat that artificial intelligence plays in the sector, but in the case of this opportunity, it really equips people with the AI skills, for example, to participate more in the future of the BPO sector in Belize.
The Prime Minister, as Minister of E-Governance, keyed in on the importance of moving forward with digitization and gain direct access to internationally recognized certifications.
I firmly believe that digital government is one of the most important transformations we can undertake as a country, and it's exciting. It's an most important transformations that we can undertake as a country. Citizens today expect services to be faster, more accessible, more transparent. Businesses expect efficiency. Investors expect modern systems, and young people expect innovation. This is why we are actively working to modernize public services, improve cybersecurity frameworks, strengthen interoperability across government agencies, and expand digital access nationwide. Through Google Skills, Belizeans will gain access to internationally recognized certification in cybersecurity, cloud computing, data analytics, artificial intelligence, generative AI, and digital skills. These are skills that connect directly to global industries, emerging technologies, and future employment opportunities.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
The Ministry of Immigration has met with tourism stakeholders to discuss the implementation of a national migration and development policy, a first of its kind for Belize. CEO Tanya Santos explained the importance of stakeholder input and feedback on how migration intersects with tourism, labor mobility, investment, and national development. Here's what those consultations looked like.
So this afternoon, we had a very interactive session on the consultation on the National Migration and Development Policy with representatives from the tourism industry. We had reps from the airlines, from BTB, from the BTIA, and they gave us some of their insight on what should be included in a national migration and development policy that affects their sector. So we've also had our first stakeholder session was with representatives from the government of Belize, which was on Monday, and again we got some very insightful information from them on issues that are affecting their different areas of concentration in the government. The team has also had several community consultations in San Pedro, in Bella Vista, in Belmopan, that has revealed some very intriguing recommendations as well for communities. So we continue these consultations for the rest of this week. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with data producers because data is very important for policy decision making. And also we'll be having sessions with the private and the productive sector, agriculture, industry, and others who are large producers.
Today, the Department of Transport, along with the FIA Foundation and the Belize Automobile Touring Association, launched the first day of the National Helmet Standards and Regulation Training Program. It began with transport and police officers being briefed on helmet safety and the Belize Bureau of Standards requirement. It's the first step in enhancing road safety, particularly for motorcycle users. Here is a snippet of the ceremony, which was held in Belmopan.
This initiative formally began in August of 2025 with an initial meeting with the Bureau of Standards to realistically establish a national standards for protective motorcycle helmets. You all are aware that helmets are mandatory use as it relates to our laws in Belize. Unfortunately, it does not tell you what type of helmet to use. And so you would find sometimes you have half helmets or bicycle helmets being used by motorcycle riders. I must proudly acknowledge that the Department of Transport and the Bureau of Standards pushed the entire team to the limits to accelerate the process of getting us to where we are here today.
I'm especially pleased that our nation's capital is hosting this important and timely initiative. Belmopan continues to grow rapidly with increasing vehicular movement, motorcycle usage, and traffic activity across our streets and highways. While growth and mobility are positive signs of development, they also remind us of our responsibility to ensure that safety remains a top priority. The reality is that motorcycle riders are amongst the most vulnerable road users. A single accident can change or end a life within seconds. Proper helmet standards, public awareness, and effective enforcement are therefore not simply regulatory matters. They are life-saving measures.
And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Linda Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great night. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.